So Donald Trump keeps creating damaging evidence against himself in real time at the E. Jean Carroll defamation case in the trial against Donald Trump, which has now concluded day 3 of trial in federal court in New York. And so after day 2, Donald Trump gave a press conference where he further defamed E. Jean Carroll, gave a press conference where he said the trial is rigged, he attacked the judge, and he further said horrific and horrible things about E. Jean Carroll. Now, E. Jean Carroll was on the stand wrapping up her testimony in day 3. She took the stand in day 2. Of course, we've talked about here on the MeidasTouch network what powerful testimony E. Jean Carroll gave during direct testimony. On cross-examination, Alina Habba didn't even really know how to ask questions, and so the judge had to inform Ms. Habba, let me just show you what you do in federal trials. You have to show the document to the witness, see if the witness recognizes the document. If there's a foundation, you can then ask that the document that you want to admit as evidence be published. You got to pre-mark it. It has to have an exhibit number so the judge, can look at it, Ms. Habba. And Ms. Habba's like, how do I get it into evidence? What do I do? And the judge was like, let's just take a break, please. And we'll come back and perhaps Alina Habba can refresh her recollection on, I don't know, like how to admit evidence before in a federal court. But anyway, while that testimony was taking place, or shortly thereafter, Donald Trump and Alina Habba then held a press conference at Trump's spot at 40 Wall Street, and Donald Trump further defamed E. Jean Carroll. And we previously have talked about here on the MeidasTouch network and through these various hot takes during jury selection. While the jury was being selected, Donald Trump was making defamatory posts about E. Jean Carroll, which E. Jean Carroll's lawyers asked E. Jean Carroll, hey, when was the last time Donald Trump made defamatory statements about you? Alina Habba said, objection, not relevant. And the judge was like, clearly relevant. It goes to the damages that E. Jean Carroll suffers. And E. Jean Carroll's like, yesterday, while he was here, while you are all while the jury selection was taking place, Donald Trump was posting defamatory things about me. So finally, day 3 on Thursday of trial, as E. Jean Carroll wrapped up her testimony on redirect, the lawyers for Carroll, Roberta Kaplan and the other co-counsel, showed E. Jean Carroll what Donald Trump said at the press conference. And let me just refresh your recollection what it is. Here's what Donald Trump said during the press conference following the other day at the E. Jean Carroll trial. Here, play this clip.
I'll be leaving for New Hampshire, in other words, right after this. And then as to the trial today, it was a very interesting day. As you probably noticed, it's a big story that the witness today, a person I never knew, I never had anything to do with. It's a totally rigged deal. This whole thing is rigged, election interference. But this is a person I have no idea, until this happened, obviously, I have no idea who she was, and nor could I care less. It's a rigged deal. It's a made-up, fabricated story. Well, they found out today that she got rid of a lot of evidence, as you probably noticed. She got rid of massive amounts of evidence. And in addition to that, she had a rifle or a gun, because she said she bought gun bullets or rifle bullets, and it was the opposite, I guess, of her gun. And was it licensed? No, it wasn't licensed. So I guess she's got a difficult problem. That's going to be her problem. But she has a gun or a rifle. She didn't really explain which. She might have both, because she said she bought rifle bullets. So and it's totally unlicensed. So I assume that's a problem. But the judge was protecting her. He didn't want to go there. We don't want to go there. We don't want to. If that were me, it would be a different story. But with her, the judge is totally protective of them. And frankly, anybody in that court would see it. Frankly, it's a disgrace. That's probably one of the reasons our country is going to hell.
And if you could believe this, Alina Habba tried to object to that and basically said, why is this relevant? He was not talking about E. Jean Carroll. And Judge Kaplan's like, who do you think Donald Trump is referring to in that when he's saying her, and that he's talking about E. Jean Carroll. Enough of this nonsense. All right, any further questions that you have to the witness? And then let me show you what else Donald Trump said. And this is where Donald Trump said that he should be awarded damages. Again, Donald Trump's view of all of this is that he's the one who has suffered by further defaming the victim who it has already been determined that he raped. And Donald Trump is saying that he's the victim here. Here, play Donald Trump saying that he deserves to have damages. Play this clip.
So the big take today was that she deleted and destroyed massive amounts of evidence. And we think that both trials should be thrown out because it's ridiculous. They should be thrown out. And I, frankly, am the one that suffered damages. I should be given money, given damages. And that's where that is. And with that being said, I'm heading out to New Hampshire. Thank you very much for being back there. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Nice to see you, Paula. You take care.
The older I get, the more I find myself wanting to be more intentional about the way I live, what I eat, and how I take care of my body. Mosh is a company founded by Maria Shriver and her son Patrick Schwarzenegger with a simple mission to create conversation about brain health through food, education, and research. Maria's father suffered from Alzheimer's, and since then, she and Patrick have dedicated themselves to finding ways to help other families dealing with this debilitating disease. Mosh joined forces with the world's top scientists and functional nutritionists to go beyond your average protein bar with 6 delicious flavors. Each Mosh bar has 12 grams of protein and is made with ingredients that support brain health like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, and omega-3s. They also have a line of plant-based protein bars in 3 delicious flavors. But here's the best part to make you feel good. Mosh donates a portion of all proceeds from your order to fund gender-based brain health research through the Women's Alzheimer's Movement. Why gender-based? 2/3 of all Alzheimer patients are women. Mosh is working closely to close the gap between women and men's health research. The Mosh bars are incredibly delicious. They are my favorite. My favorite is the peanut butter crunch. Now I eat my Mosh bar in the morning for breakfast, and it's the perfect way to kickstart my morning. I'm always carrying around my Mosh bars. The Mosh bars travel super well and always make for the best pre-workout meal for me. If you want to find ways to give back to others and fuel your body and your brain, Mosh bars are the perfect choice for you. Head to moshlife.com/Meidas to save 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack at moshlife.com/Meidas, M-E-I-D-A-S. Thank you, Mosh, for sponsoring this episode. I mean, the conduct is just so abhorrent, but Trump, I've never really seen this before, where a defendant in a civil case is generating more evidence as the trial goes on, and then the plaintiff's lawyers are then saying, look what he just posted, more defamatory statements, and the jury is seeing all that. The jury is seeing how horrible Alina Habba is as a lawyer. Okay, so what happens after day 3 of trial? Alina Habba leaves the courtroom. E. Jean Carroll leaves the courtroom. All of the lawyers leave, and this is what Donald Trump is doing. This is what Donald Trump is posting about. Mind you, it is the funeral for Melania's mother. But what Donald Trump is spending his time doing right now is posting about E. Jean Carroll. About 27 posts. Here, you'll see it as I'm talking. I did a record of all of the posts that Donald Trump has made just on Thursday afternoon is where these posts are being made. Donald Trump made posts like this last week, post. I think he did 57 posts in a row last week or something like that. And then on the first day of the E. Jean Carroll trial, I think he did 22 posts. 22 posts. That made its way into the opening statement by E. Jean Carroll's lawyers when they said to the jury, he's posted 22 times about her while you've all been sitting here. And then on Thursday afternoon, Donald Trump posted, I think, 27 posts about E. Jean Carroll. As I've said before, if you know someone who posts that much about any topic, as I said, like fly fishing, cooking, gardening, fantasy football, whatever, but posts that much and posts the way Donald Trump does, like all caps, all capital letters, and you'd be like, okay, this person's like really seriously unwell. Okay, now Donald Trump is posting that to torment his rape victim. And again, this is where a jury has already determined that Donald Trump sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll back in May. It's already a judicial determination. He's found liable for that. Like, I know we're talking about lots of cases and a lot going on, and I know with Donald Trump every single day he engages in more despicable conduct, so it's like, keeping track of like what's going on, but like, I want to just repeat, Donald Trump has been found liable for rape by a federal judge and a jury. The leading Republican candidate for president is a rapist, as adjudicated by a court. Like, we have to say it that simple, because that's what it is. And then he's spending his time now giving speeches and his campaign harassing his victim, and then posting over and over again to torment his victim. And that behavior is so beneath contempt. So what happens next? Day 3 concluded with E. Jean Carroll's experts testifying, Professor Humphreys and another expert on damages and reputational damages. So the court is dark on Friday, meaning no court on Friday. And then we go to Monday. The question is, will Donald Trump testify on Monday? He has the opportunity. If he wants to testify, he can testify on Monday. When do I think there'll be a jury verdict? At this point, it seems like there'll be a jury verdict on Tuesday. Seems like there'll be a jury verdict Tuesday, Wednesday, the latest. But Trump says he wants to testify. We'll see if he does testify. But it's great to have a no-nonsense law and order judge, and federal judge Lewis Kaplan, who's not letting Alina Habba or Donald Trump create a circus or demean his court in any way. And we'll keep you posted on what happens. But Trump's creating this evidence against himself in real time that the jury's seeing and is becoming part of the post. Here you go, jury. Post. Here you go, jury. Post. Here you go. Post. Jury. Take a look at all of this and what's going on. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network, and have an excellent day. Hit subscribe. We're almost on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.